guys, welcome back to Zagami Beauty. I'm Krysia and I am so excited today because I was able to get my hands early access to Charlotte Tilbury's new Love Connection, Look of Love. I can't, you guys, with these names, okay? Look of Love collection. It has 2 beauty palettes in it, which I'm so excited about. We have Glowing Beauty, Pretty Blushed Beauty, and then I got 2 of the lipsticks. I got Mrs. Kisses, and then I got Wedding Bells. I am just like over the moon, and I can't wait to try these on for you. This is a look at the end. One side each of the 2 palettes, so we'll definitely compare the 2. We'll do a comparison as well of some of her other beauty palettes because we need to know, you need to know, we all need to know, are these really worth it? Are they different enough compared to some of her other beauty palettes that have come out in the past? Packaging is different for sure, but in terms of colors, formula, and all that fun stuff, one thing I will say, these new ones have her airbrush powder in that big number 7 slot, which is super exciting. So there is a little bit of a perk in that sense, but overall we'll do some comparisons. We'll put it on. I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Before we do this, of course, I invite you to subscribe, to like this video if you found it helpful. Leave me a comment down below. Are you guys getting these palettes? Has this video helped you decide? What are your guys' thoughts? I need to know, so leave that down below as well. Let's get straight into this try on. Okay, so you guys are nice and close. Let's start off with the lighter palette, and that's gonna be the Pretty Blushed Beauty. I will do, of course, swatches and comparisons to the other beauty palettes that I own that might be similar to this at the end, so stay tuned for that. I'm just gonna take off that sticky sleeve here. So satisfying, very reflective. And you do have that slight embossing. It's a bit rigid. Very Art Deco, like pretty much all of her products, which I absolutely love because I love the Art Deco kind of aesthetic. And then you open it up and it's so pretty. It actually reminds me of the original, way back OG beauty palette. Your top row is going to be your eye colors. We have the number 1, which is Brighten. 2 is Enhance. 3 is Smoke. Then we have number 4, which is your bronzer, Film Star Bronzer and Glow in the Light Medium. I'm going to jump to number 7, which is actually your airbrush powder. I'm so glad that she did put in the airbrush powder in this particular palette because it's actually necessary, I think, to have a setting powder in an all-over face palette. Number 5 is your highlighter, and number 6 is your cheek color. So instead of 2 cheek colors in this one, you have just the 1, which is more than enough. Start off with the eye look. I'm going to use all Charlotte Tilbury brushes because that's all she uses, and she really makes things super easy. So you can get an everyday or glam look really easily. User-friendly makeup, numbered if you want to use the numbers. You don't have to, kind of do whatever you want for the most part. But it's nice that she makes glam products because they're beautifully packaged, but just kind of for the everyday person as well. And I absolutely love that about her aesthetic and line. First shade is Brighten. And I think this is that diamond powder shade because it's really sparkly. It just has this beautiful reflective quality. Just all over the lid. Wow, what a beautiful peachy golden type shade. I'm going to stick with the same brush and go in with the Enhance shade, just sort of in the crease. Slightly in, but mostly in the crease. And then I'm going to bring it down a bit. Gives a beautiful sort of rounded shape to the eye. Just enhances it. Helps hide my hood. Next, let's take that Smoke shade. It's not super smoky. And just sort of define that upper lash line a bit. I'm going to take that middle Enhance shade on my pencil brush and just smoke out my bottom lash line. I'll take the Smoke shade and just do a little bit more of that on the edge. I'm also going to take my finger and that Brighten shade and just see if I can pop a little bit on the middle. It's a beautiful texture. Definitely an improvement from her typical pop shades, which I find create hard pans super quick, and they're almost like toppers versus having an actual substantial consistency. This feels super creamy. Guys, what a difference mascara and a little bit of like liner makes. And I used the Marc Jacobs At Lashed because I absolutely love this mascara, and I don't really enjoy any of Charlotte Tilbury's mascara, unfortunately. So I was going to try the powder, but I already realized that I powdered my face, but I still want to try it just to make sure it's the same formula. I feel like it's maybe slightly warmer toned, but it should be the same. I'll just kind of powder a bit just to see. I almost feel like it has a slight warmth to it. Weird. I like it. It's just odd. Okay, let's go in and bronze. I'm just gonna use my Dior blush brush because I feel like it's a good size. Go in. I actually don't own the Film Star Bronze and Glow. Isn't that crazy? How is that possible? I mean, I guess it's in my other beauty palettes that I own, but still. It's showing up quite nicely and giving me some really nice definition there. Let's go in with the blush. Really good pigment as well. A lot more of a peachy rose blossom. Is that a term? Like it's a peach, but it's a rosy peach, if that makes sense. Definitely more peach than pink. Let's highlight. And very subtle. I'm kind of disappointed, not gonna lie. The highlighter that's in the Film Star Bronze and Glow is very subtle, which is sort of why I never picked it up, because I just felt like if you're gonna highlight, you may as well highlight. You know what I mean? So I'll take a little bit more with a synthetic brush. Let's see if we can get a little bit more impact. So a little bit more impact, but very natural. I'm disappointed with that product. I'm just swatching it and it's too subtle for me. I just almost feel like there's not much difference even between that and the powder. Like there really isn't. So again, we'll do swatches at the end, but so far that's what I'm noticing. Okay, let's go on to the next shade, which is called Glowing Beauty. Slightly more for medium to tan skin tones. So top row is your eye products again. Bronzer, powder, and then the two middle highlight, and then on the bottom we have the blush. So let's go in with that first shade, which is gonna be the Brighten shade. All over the lid. Next one I'm gonna go in is that Diamond shade. So just build up the crease. So I'm not getting a ton of pickup on there, but just enough to sort of enhance it. You can see it's still slightly building it up. If I use my fingers, it almost looks like a topper shade. Again, we'll do swatches. Not the most pow shade. Then we're gonna go in and smoke it out. I like this one, slightly like reddish brown. Really beautiful. Looks good. I'll just blend it all with the Brighten shade again up to the crease. More warm toned, slightly more rosy reddish tones. All right, mascara's on. Love the eye look. I think it's really pretty. Not a huge difference, to be honest with you. It's slightly darker, like I said, maybe a shade or 2 levels darker. Let's go in with the bronzer. This is supposed to be more in the darker shade. I'm gonna tap some off this time. Let's see if I can scooch lower so you guys can see what's happening here. A lot warmer, so definitely has a little bit more of a medium to tanned level of intensity. I don't have to be overly careful, and I feel like it actually gave me a lot more warmth and just, I don't know, it's just a little bit more enhancing, I feel, bronzer wise. Okay, that's good for now. Let's go in with the blush. Ooh, I didn't use the powder. Let's just try a bit of the powder. I'm all over the place. I don't think it's gonna be too dark for me. So is it the same? You guys, it looks the same. Maybe she chose the medium powder because I feel like it's slightly warmer, but it's not by any means dark. Let's go into the blush now. I'm just so confused. But anyways, let's keep going. Ooh, this is nice. Now this is a rose flushed look. And yeah, I go slightly nuts with blush sometimes, but this is what I feel a flushed look should be. I like that, you guys. And let's go in with the highlighter. We'll see. Maybe more of a blush topper for me, but definitely more impact than the lighter palette, that's for sure. I would just mush them all together to use as a glowy blush. I don't feel like either of the highlighters are impactful, and that's disappointing. All right, lipstick time. So Pillow Talk liner. And I have 2 of the lip colors. So let's do the first one, which was actually a gift with purchase. I had a code, and it's actually in the shade Mrs. Kisses. That is so cute. And this is in the Matte Revolution formula. Has these little kisses on it. Wow. Wow, and it actually feels way more comfortable than what I remember her Matte Revolution formula being. And it ties in the look really, really well. Again, it's in that stone rose family. So that's why I don't know, like, is it similar to the stone rose? I feel like it's a very kind of like golden, terracotta, almost like slightly retro 70s blushed type look. Reestablish the lip line. Best lip liner ever. I don't know what to tell you. Next one is going to be in the shade Wedding Bells. Again, Matte Revolution in the really special packaging for this collection. A slightly diamond encrusted bullet, a beaming heart embossed motif on there as well. Very pretty, almost like warm, pinky mauve shade. I think it's going to be really, really pretty too. This is almost what I wanted the original Pillow Talk to be. It has that more pink life to it. So beautiful. I absolutely love this new Matte Revolution formula. It has to be new. I mean, I never used to like that formula because I found it just too waxy in a very almost like non-adhering way. Absolutely love it, and it feels really moisturizing. What is this magic? I absolutely love the two lipsticks. So I'm gonna swatch the lighter palette first. I'm gonna do that on the top, and then on the bottom, I'm gonna actually swatch the OG Natural Beauty palette. Yeah, I feel like those two are gonna be the most similar. So I have the original Natural Beauty and then this one here. I mean, not the same, but I do feel like in terms of lightness, they're gonna be the most similar. So as you can tell, the top row is again the new one. It's similar. The Natural Beauty on the bottom is still slightly maybe lighter toned. I find the highlighter way more impactful. I feel like the Film Star Bronze and Glow in the original palette is definitely more like the original one, where it's slightly more cool tone defining type shade. In the new one, or this current palette, it's a little bit more warm toned. Okay, next comparison, I feel like these two are the same. This is from a limited edition collection. I think it was 2 Christmases ago. This is in Gorgeous Glowing Beauty, and I feel that this one is the same to this current darker version in Glowing Beauty. It sounds the same. Gorgeous Glowing Beauty and Glowing Beauty. Okay, let's take a look. So again, on the top, we're gonna have the new one, and then on the bottom, we're gonna have this limited edition one. They are so similar, you guys. I don't know, I can't really tell them apart. I mean, the topper shade, so that sparkly shade in the new palette, so second from the left, is definitely has that glitter topper quality, that diamond quality. And then I would say the highlighters are a little bit different. I think, of course, the new palette, the highlighter is slightly darker, but otherwise I feel like it's in the similar tones. That first shade, that third shade, which are those eye colors. I feel like if you have this one from the holiday collection, you really don't need this new one. So final thoughts. Well, let's start off with some positives. The lipsticks are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so in love with this formula. I feel like it's gonna stay on my lips. It's comfortable. It's definitely an improvement in the Matte Revolution formula, and I've stayed away from that formula. Every time there's a release in this formula that's new, I don't even bother because of my experiences in the past of it being, like I said, just almost like waxy and just sitting on top of your lips. These actually feel like they're staying in place and creating a really, really comfortable, cushiony effect. Would totally recommend the lipsticks, especially if you're looking for some rosebud shades. Between the two palettes, I feel like the darker one is the only one I think I would have purchased if I wasn't going to compare them, if that makes sense. And I feel like that one is the one that I would go for in terms of pigmentation, in terms of it being slightly more unique. And it's not even that unique because, as you saw, it's very similar to this limited edition one. If you haven't purchased any of her beauty palettes, this is the time to get it. And that's sort of what it comes down to for me, is that they are not unique. If you are a Charlotte Tilbury collector, yes, you're gonna want all of them. You know what I mean? The packaging is beautiful this time around. It has that more heavier embossing Art Deco-y feel. So the packaging is definitely an improvement in my opinion. However, if you're a person that purchases a lot of Charlotte Tilbury and you already have a lot of the beauty palettes and you're not necessarily a collector, you really don't need these. You can definitely get away with the other ones that I showed you. Probably also the Stoned Rose. I don't have that one, so I'd be curious to see how that one compares. But if you have some of the other ones, you could definitely get away with a similar look, and you don't need to spend the $95 Canadian that it is here. Are they well formulated? I mean, they are, minus the highlighter. I'm sorry, like, I'm kind of all over the place, but it's so much to cover. The highlighter is not impressive. I want it to be a beautiful, sheeny effect. It needs to have impact, in my opinion. Why would I want a highlighter that kind of has a very similar finish to the airbrush powder, maybe just a little bit more glowy? You know, if I was going to use it all over as a finishing powder, great, that's fine. You don't want a ton of impact. But if I want to highlight, I want to highlight, and I know she can do a nice highlighter. So I don't understand that. I really am very disappointed in the highlighter. All the other products are really, really good. I don't know, it's kind of like a toss-up. There's no like black and white here. Like, it's definitely lots of gray, because yeah, if you don't have any of her beauty palettes, I would say go for it. The packaging is like a step up from the previous ones. The formula is very similar. The colors are beautiful. I would probably suggest the darker one. I just think that one's more impactful, unless you're like uber fair. If you're more on the tan to dark skin, I don't know if that darker one would be impactful enough. I mean, the blush probably would be, and the eyeshadows would be, but the powder would be too light. The highlighter might show up on a darker skin tone a little bit better. For me, it's more of a blush topper. But the bronzer, I don't know, it might do a little bit to contour. But again, if you're like more tan to deep, I don't know. I don't know how great that would be. Be good to see some videos, of course, on that type of skin tone, just to see for sure if it would be sufficient pigment wise. So yeah, if you don't have any of her palettes, go for it. They are beautiful products. If you have any of her previous palettes, you might want to save your money, because they are very, very similar. What do I want to see from her going forward? I want to see something different. I feel like these beauty palettes need to be retired unless she can do a completely different formula. It's too much of the same, and it's a lot of money, and we want something a little bit different, I think, at this point. So the only person winning in this one is someone who's never purchased any of her palettes. And in that case, you are one lucky little bunny, because these are just, they're beautiful. You know, they're just a little bit too much of the same as before. So I hope you found this video helpful. I was really excited to do it. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment down below. If you want to see more videos from me, definitely subscribe before you guys go today, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.